Well, hi everybody. I'm doing a recording on my phone at the moment just to show you some of the software that I end up putting on my phone typically. Now, it's an Android, it's a Samsung Galaxy S6, not a bad phone overall. It has a few issues here and there, little issues, nothing major to be honest. But looking at some of the stuff, these are some of the apps anyway that I have on my phone. Included Wish and everything else, and ABC iView, a couple of hacking apps as well, and of course my health and registering app, which I can check my pulse rate and everything else. There's a sound effects app, just in case I want to muck around with people. Gumtree. Generally, most of these apps I do watch, and sometimes I watch things on my phone as well. So I got Stan on there as well. Now, other apps I may include. I've got a ESET antivirus and malware. Getting rid of any of that stuff and things like that. I've also got Twitter on there as well. I've got Instagram, all those typical ones. Credit card reader, signal jammer detector, which sees if there's an issue with your cell phone signal and stuff like that in an area. What else? There's a bunch of little apps and stuff. Some of them work, some of them don't. I've been happy with most of these apps that I choose to use, to be honest. So it's not too bad in that respect. I've also got Geekbench on there as well for testing and benchmarking and stuff like that. What else? Basically there's a bunch of apps, and these are pretty much the main apps that I use. Also have Torguard on there, and also have Orbit, and that's got a bit of a VPN as well on it. Some notifications from my system. That's pretty good actually. It seems to be working properly, which is great. For the most part, everything works. I've got these main apps here, which are the apps that I use on my desktop and stuff like that, or on my main sort of area of my Android phone. Most of the time, it's pretty easy to find things in the settings combination of things like that. It can be difficult depending on the phone. Some phones are a little more difficult than others. On top of that, I know that some of the newer phones, they've taken some settings away and added some settings in, sort of vice versa. So sometimes they change things around pretty much. So yeah, we've got that. What else we got? Sorry, that's just a notification coming through. What else we got? So it's got a combination of apps on there. I've also got a tethering app which works with my TP-Link router, which is fantastic for logging into it and checking settings, and not just checking settings, but also checking things, your network's up and running and everything else like that, and I can connect to it remotely, which is great. Sort of the main apps that I use, this is a scanning app. Now, I'd recommend getting yourself a decent antivirus for your phone, especially these days with cybersecurity and stuff like that. You got to be wary of cybersecurity, so definitely get something like that for your phone. Another app I would recommend as well. I think I've got it on here somewhere. No, I haven't. Maybe I have. There it is. Okay, I've got Malwarebytes, which is not a bad little app. It's designed for scanning for malware and crap and extra stuff and things like that. I think fix now critical errors. I'm going to close that. Fix critical errors. Out of date. Update now. Run full scan. I might do an update. It's up to date. Okay, cool. The database is up to date. I'll run a full. Now, I haven't got the premium version for this on my mobile, but I have got the full version, the premium version for ESET. But I don't mind the freeware version because it's basically a bit like Windows and stuff like that. Just currently scanning. I'm going to leave that to scan. So there's this app which It's got a bunch of features. It's got an audit. It's got a security feature which you can erase your phone from a distance, which is fantastic. It's got no threats found. That's good. Anti-theft, anti-punishing, antivirus, all that general stuff. And I generally keep that on the up and up most of the time. So anyway, there we go. That's currently scanning. So the on-demand access scanner is scanning at the moment, as you can see with Malwarebytes. I may consider purchasing Malwarebytes at some point, because I do have a premium version on my PC, so maybe it might be an idea to have it on my phone as well. Okay. What else is there? So, I mean, well, look, most of the features I found pretty good, to be honest. I haven't had any major issues with them. I've used most of the features on this phone, and I've never had any major sort of problems. This is OpenSignal. It tests your Wi-Fi signal, so how strong your Wi-Fi signal and speed test and everything else. It's basically like a speed test, but it's different to a speed test. It actually tests the connection itself, and the ping to the internet and stuff like that. So that's good. There's that as a speed test. There's also speedtest.com as well, or speedtest.net, which, whereabouts is that? It's here somewhere. Speedtest.net. I use Bitstream as well for streaming. I also use Streamlabs as well occasionally. It just depends on what I feel like mucking around with. Got Facebook, obviously, Gumtree, Instagram, which is always typical, your Westpac app and your Benki apps and everything else. Since I've got the protection and stuff, I don't have to worry about having much issues. Plus, it's designed to go by my fingerprint ID as well. So, it's a plus side. There's speed test. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Shit. There we go. I can open it up. There. Someone on it does your speed and everything else and tests your speed, and you can just go, and it just basically like a speed app. Uber Eats, obviously. GM detector. I don't know. There's a bunch of settings on here anyway. Got my calendar as well. I got pages I manage on Facebook. I mean, look, to be honest, there's a lot of stuff you can do on your phone, and you can do it pretty well. The only annoying part sometimes is my phone does lag occasionally, because it's not as powerful as my PC. But otherwise, it does pretty well. But definitely have security on your phone. That's a must in today's modern world. If you don't have some type of security on your phone, it definitely will cause you problems and definitely will give you issues. I'd recommend that, as well as security. Just, yeah, most of these apps are pretty good. I've had no issue with them. So, all good. I'll leave it there anyway. Thank you very much. It's just been my little phone tutorial.